does not exceed.
Okay, welcome guys. So today we're finally going to do some live analysis. Well, let's see who's here right now. Okay, so the link is in the Telegram group. Guys, click the link, click the link. Okay. Right, so if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask us in the live chat. So feel free to ask anything here. Okay. Right. So yeah. Okay. Let's have a look on something that people asks. Right. So Osmond asked about air. Okay. Right. Anyway, we're just gonna start. Okay. So it's the first time doing this, so we'll just do it quickly. Yeah. So just let's have a look at air right now. So this is a 4-hour, 6-month, 4-hour chart. So we can see that from the graph, you can see that there is quite such a strong pump right there, from around $45 to $52. And then at the top, you can see that it's really overextended according to the RSI here, with up to 89 in RSI, and then it pumped back down to around 45. And at this point, you can see that the MACD right here, the MACD seems to be under 0, and it seems to be quite near to crossing each other, which means that it can indicate a change in direction. But then at the same time, you can see that the RSI is now around 45 point, which is not really the most ideal point, which we hope to be 30, right? So I would say that this could be something that we can have a look at to see whether it's gonna go up, to see that we're going to go up or not. But then at the same time, we would hope that the RSI can be better in the oversold side, so that we can be safer. Is everything clear enough to you guys? If it's clear enough, remember to say yes in the live chat. Okay. So other than that, we have some analysis of the others as well. So I'll just quickly go through some normal stocks. All right. So there's Disney. Well, not really the best thing to buy right now, because it seems to be fluctuating around. You can have a look at the general idea of it. Right. So right now, you can see that there's a sudden downward pump here around $145 to $142. That should be affected by news. I haven't checked it out yet, but this kind of sudden pumps makes you be suspecting about something weird going on. Let's say news, systemic failure, or other things that's going on in the economy, and so we would not try to go in there, because it hasn't been oversold to around RSI 30 as well. You can see that the MACD is not ideal because it's not crossing each other, so this is not something that we're going to look at. So Beyond Meat, many of the members have asked whether this stock would be a good buy for us, because it is a really strong IPO in the beginning of the year, but then over time we realized that this company is not entirely profitable. So I would say that ideally you might not want to go in for long term right now. At least I wouldn't recommend you to go in for long term at this point. But then if there are some pump and dumps like this one, maybe you can go in, because you can see that from the point where the RSI has reached 30 around here, which is $73, you can see that there's a cross in MACD under 0 as well. Since then, it has been pumping up quite a lot, and because of, I have no idea what this is, but then you can see that there's quite a good pump up. This would be quite a good pump and dump for people. You can see that it goes from $74 to $84, which is quite a large percentage. It's like 12%, 12% in total. I don't know, but you know, when it reaches the overbought side in the RSI, remember to take a good profit and leave, or push your stop loss above to the normal area. Let's say if you're around here, normally your stop loss is around here 2%. If the stock rises to around 85, then you might want to push your stop loss to around here, around 83 or so that you know that when it comes back down, you know, because it's a pump and dump, when it pumps back down, you know that you have taken the profit away, and so you're ending in green. Okay, so other things. So let's have a look at Apple. Okay, so many people try to buy Apple as a long-term investment, which is quite a smart idea, I would say, because everyone is buying it, including Warren Buffett, because Apple has quite a good long-term prospect. You can see that it's been quite a good uptrend since quite a long time ago, and it's been around the overbought side in RSI. I wouldn't say it's a really good buy around this point, because it has been consolidating a bit around the 300 point and $295 point, and there hasn't been really strong fluctuations. Then the MACD has shown that it's going to be going down, and the RSI is also going down. Alright, so other than this, let's go to another one. Let's see Shopify. So at the moment, the Shopify, it's like not really overextended. Give me a second. I'll just close this. Let me try this. Okay. All right. Okay, and we're back. Sorry about that. Yeah. Okay. So we're coming back to this. You can see that Shopify had been having a good uptrend before from quite a far away. It's like 280 point up to $400. That's like almost 50%. Sorry, not 50%, maybe like 30 to 40%. But it's a good profit. So many people took their profit right around there, and then it's been consolidating around this point. Now you can see that the RSI, that it has been around the 40 point to the 60 point, which means that it hasn't been a good point for buying or selling. And I would feel like people are trying to take profit from their previous uptrend. So right now, maybe not the best thing to swing trade or day trade. But then in long term, it might be something that we can think about. I guess it's just the recent trend and the recent news about saying that drop shipping is dead. But then Shopify in general is still a good company with very large customer base, and so we can see how it goes in the long term. Another one, QCOM. So it's loading. So obviously you can see that QCOM has been quite a good run in the past. Well, obviously this is one of the best stocks I bought last year. Right now, you can also see the downward pump right here, right? So because of this downward pump, everything seems to be changed. That's why we're not going to buy in any point soon. You can see that before that, you can see that around here that it reached the RSI around 30 point, and the MACD cross as well. It would be a good buy-in for us. So if I saw this, I would probably go in and I would try to see for this up pump, and I would push up my stop loss and try to see and lock in profit around this area. Well, obviously it didn't reach like the overbought side around 70 RSI, but then later on you can see how it pumped back down, right? This is why we always have to set a good stop loss and push it up when we know that we can take some profit. Otherwise, even though it pumped up a lot, it can just suddenly pump down and you'll lose all your money. Alright, so that's some good information for you guys. Now we can see some other common stocks like Facebook. Right. Facebook, you can see this healthy uptrend, so we can draw a line here. So you can see that Facebook has been having a good uptrend for quite some time. Here's one of the lines. Maybe I can draw a better one. Anyways, you can see that Facebook has been uptrending, and around this point you can see that it touched its own support and then it suddenly pumped back up. Unfortunately, the RSI is not the best and MACD is not the best, so we are not buying it. So now I'd like to talk a little bit about what I usually buy, right? So people have been asking me about this because they've seen me profiting even when the stock market is going down, and they are always curious about this. So what I usually buy is called ETF of natural gas, right? So /NG, the future of natural gas. You can see right here that here's the future of natural gas. You can see the price point here. Usually I day trade this, right? So you can see around here, around the 5-day 5-minute graph. Is it? Yeah, 5-day 5-minute graph. Yeah, you can see right here. So you can see I have the VWAP here. I use it as a support and resistance. Normally I try to wait until it's down below here around the support point, or at the top around the resistance point, and then I'll check the other indicators. Let's say RSI and MACD looks good, then I'll go back to UGAS. UGAS is the same as /NG, but then it's 3 times the point. So when /NG goes up for around 1%, you would see like UGAS are going up around 3%, and for DGAS is the inverse ETF for natural gas, and so you can also expect the same but in the opposite direction. This is why when /NG is dropping from the resistance, we can buy in the DGAS, so that we can take some profit when it's dropping, while when it's pumping up from the support, we can buy UGAS. Alright, so this is what I usually do, and you can also try to do so. And there's no point just buying anything when you don't see the best point to get in, or you're not comfortable about your trade. So best to always see when the RSI is at a good point, MACD is also crossing, and then you can see the point where the stock is rising from support or dropping from the resistance, and then you go in. Never, always never just trust one single indicator. Okay, so if more than one is actually indicating a good direction, then you buy in, and hopefully it's gonna go in a good direction. Let's say when it went at the support, it pumps up to the midline of the VWAP, and then it starts pumping down. Then you cut your you take your profits, or if it's even better, it crosses the middle line and goes to the top, and then you leave from there, and so you have a good day. Yeah, so hopefully after this you guys can be more familiar about normal trading and can actually be making some profits. And yeah, I guess our analysis will be ending around here right now, or if we have something good we can have a look. Let's say let's do one more. Let's say PI. Okay, alright, PI. Around here at the $25 point, I actually saw the RSI is super oversold, the MACD is crossing. I actually wanted to consider buying this, but then around the $27 point it actually stopped its pump. But then if you took your profit right here, then you actually have a decent amount, not too much, but still not a loss. Other than that, it didn't, unfortunately it didn't pump up too much. It's been around that point since then. So yeah, not really the best thing to buy right now. Same for Alibaba. You can see that it has been uptrending, but then after that it has a sudden pump down, and then the indicators hasn't been showing a good trend, and so we didn't buy it. On Tesla, I wouldn't actually recommend people to buy this stock, right? Everyone is like very into the stock because of how it pumps up like crazy. You know, it started from around $330 and now it's like $470. That's a good profit because you know the Cybertruck, and then investors came in and invested into this company, and so it's been pumping up. You can see how the RSI is crazily above the normal 70 point, and this company has been growing like crazy. But then, you know, because of the fluctuation of this company, you can see in the past, right? Because of the fluctuation of this company, I wouldn't say that it's the best thing to hold it in long term. But then, you know, if you see potential in it, then you can go for it. Otherwise, you know, it could be a good choice for swing trading, but be aware of the news. Always be aware of the news, or be aware of the Twitter of Elon Musk, which would be a recommendation for you. Other than that, you know, yeah, Tesla could be a good company. It's just a hard company to maintain. Okay, so I guess analysis of today will stop right here. We haven't seen something really good for buying at the moment because I don't really feel like, you know, the stock market has really good thing to offer at the moment. But if we see anything interesting, we'll definitely inform you through our group. If you see anything interesting as well, where you know the indicators show that it has been a really good position for you to enter the trade, or if you see that it's touching its support, please tell us and we will try our best to cover it through analysis and talk a little bit about it in the group as well. Alright, if you like it, please remember to like the video and also, you know, subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you guys next time.